YouTube? It's Joe the Flamin' here. I'm bringing you guys a very special version of my channel today. On normal days, this is a Saturday that I'm recording this, we normally do what we call a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke, so we're still continuing that. We're up to 6 badges right now at the time of this recording, or at least we're going for our 6th badge. But we're doing something special here. We have joined a brand new draft league, a Showdown draft league called the Castelia Battle Network on Showdown, and that is sponsored by Shadow Stitch TCG and JV. As you guys remember last week on Twitch, we did a charity stream for Jay, and it's a fun little league we're in now. It's going to be 10 weeks, and it's a Galardex VGC format on sports. So we're not doing the generic Showdown, but with certain limitations. There's a full video that Shadow did on his YouTube channel, which you can check out at Shadow Stitch TCG. I think there's a Shadow Stitch Plays, one of the two. I'm losing track and I'm losing my mind on it. But back to business. We are going up. It's our debut match against the Syracuse Silvallys. If I'm correctly, I think that was the team. Let me pull this up again. CBNSD homepage. You guys can see the draft league site. You guys can check it out. Find your team, support that, and yeah, Syracuse Silvallys. So as you guys can see here, this is our team. We got Groudon, Togekiss, Duskclops, Venusaur, Garchomp, Jellicent, Dusk Lycanroc, Salazzle, Vanillix, Rotom Frost, and Absol. Meanwhile, he has Duskmane, Necrozma, Tapu Fini, Porygon 2, Ferrothorn, Glastrier, Mimikyu, Ninetales, Uxie, Arctivish, Aurorus, and Leafeon. So, basically, this matchup is about as even as possible when you look at it on the basis, because if we look at it, here's all the things that we have in common. Do we have a Sunsetter? Check, check. Do we have a Chlorophyll Abuser? Check, and check. Do we have a Hail Setter? We have check, and check. Do we have a Slush Rush user? He does, I don't. Do we have Blizzard Abusers? Check, check, and check. Do we have Priority Mons? Check, 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 check. Do we have Tailwind Setters? We have one, he does not. Do we have Trick Room? Check, check. Do we have all kinds of setups? Like, this is probably the most even matchup I probably have ever had in my life for Draft League. But the point is, we are going up against him. It's going to be a fun matchup. The 6 monsters you can see here, let me pull up the Teambuilder. We have our Groudon, our Togekiss, Vanillix, Garchomp, Venusaur, and Jellicent. And I'm just going to guarantee that it's male every time, just so that we don't have to worry about anybody trying to go off on that, because sometimes they go off on the genders and whatnot. Like, one game you have male Jellicent and the other game you have female, they're like, oh, you probably messed up. But no, I'm just going to mandate that. We're bringing Groudon first off. Eruption, Precipice Blades, Rock Slide, and Solar Beam. Gave it choice specs, and I mean, it's going to have drop. It's its ability. There's no other ability for it except for Desolate Land, but primal forms don't exist in this league. Choice specs was referred to me by a friend in Matt O'Shea's Discord server. If you guys want, go and follow Matt O'Shea on YouTube. He's doing a VGC series right now on his channel. Incredible stuff right now. He's one of the best draft league players I've ever watched before, even though I've never battled him personally. But that day will be coming one day. One of my friends one of his viewers in that server recommended this set, so we're gonna try it. We'll see what happens. Leftovers Togekiss. It's gonna be mainly a support mod, but with Serene Grace to help out with Air Cutter crits and Heat Wave burns. Helping Hand. I'm hoping that set could probably work. If I can get a Tailwind and then have Groudon come in and then use Helping Hand, I could probably just go off on opposing mons on his team, because he's got Ferrothorn, which is massively weak to it, Glastrier, which is weak to it, Leafeon, which is weak to it, Aurorus and Arctivish, they're neutral to it, but it still will do a lot of damage to them. I'm bringing Vanillix this week. Light Clay for Auroraville. I'm hoping to get that set up. Flash Cannon is for Aurorus, because I did a little bit of prep for it, and I did not have any Steel type coverage, which definitely is going to be a massive focal point here. Freeze Dry can do damage on the Tapu Fini, because Fini is a water type, and it does a little bit of damage to Arctivish, but not a whole lot, because the Ice type on Arctivish neutralizes the super effectiveness. and Protect. Vanillix does not have the greatest moveset, if you know what I mean. Bring in Garchomp this week, Focus Sash with Rough Skin, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Rock Slide, Protect. Mostly a bunch of spread moves. Earthquake, if I can do that, if I can try and spam it with Togekiss out on the field, that'd be great. And then Focus Sash is just in case of the ice types, because, you know, Blizzard, Icicle Crash, Ice Fang, Ice Beam, a lot of things that Garchomp will not like. Decided to give Venusaur the Life Orb this week with Chlorophyll and a standard set Protect, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain if I want to abuse the drought with Groudon. And truthfully, now that I think about it, I'm going to change it up here and I'm going to give it Sleep Powder and try to do that. So I can set up something that might have Trick Room and then just go to town with Groudon, because base 90, base 80, and the only things that he has that are really faster than it is Mimikyu, Ninetales, and technically Arctivish when it's in Slush Rush, and also Leafeon. But really, Leafeon I'm not really expecting to see. It doesn't really have the greatest matchup against most of my team. So yeah, I'm going to change it up to Sleep Powder, hopefully get some sleep, even though, you know, it's not the greatest. It's only 75% accurate, and if it's 75% accurate, it's 20% accurate. And then I'm bringing a Niche Jellicent set. Strength Set is naturally there. It's going to neutralize, hopefully, the Mimikyu, and it's also going to hopefully minimize the Duskmane Necrozma, even though I think that thing is mostly special attack. I don't really know. I know I caught the thing in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I barely used it. I just clicked the Ultra Burst on it. That's all I did. Because who didn't like Ultra Necrozma? Even though you hated it in the story, you loved it in using it yourself. Will-O-Wisp is there also to cripple some things. But here's the real niche. I'm giving it Black Sludge with Trick, because the plan is that Porygon 2, I do not have a very... I mean, technically, if I wanted to, I could give Venusaur Knockoff and knock off the Eviolite. But I figured, what's better? Knocking it off and then doing damage, or tricking it and guaranteeing that it still takes damage. So that's my plan, to trick there, and then the Will-O-Wisp Hex combination and all that. So without further ado, we're going to get started with him. This will be game 1, so we are going to accept the challenge. And let's take the link here, like so. And the Porygon bot is here. Oh, thanks, Porygon bot. That's awesome. It actually says that. I love it. So he brings Duskmane Necrozma, Mimikyu, Feeny, the Hail Combo, and Glastrier. So, let me think here. But first and foremost, we have to do it here. GLA Jeff Bro. And let's think here. What would be the best lead? Whew. Part of me wants to do Venusaur and Vanillix, then have Groudon in the back, and let me think here. I mean, Togekiss doesn't have the greatest matchup against Aurorus and Glastrier, and also Duskmane and Necrozma. I'm going to do Garchomp with this. So let's go. First battle, Duskmane Necrozma and Mimikyu versus Venusaur and Vanillix. We're going to Sleep Powder. Well, actually, no, hold on, let me think. I mean, he could even... I mean, now that I think about it, one of those two is probably going to have Trick Room. The Mimikyu could even have... They could even have Swords Dance now that I think about it, so... Let's go with the Sleep Powder on Necrozma. And well, there. Okay, Necrozma went for Protect. So Mimikyu has Trick Room. Okay, we now know that. So we will Sludge Bomb the Mimikyu and Flash Cannon the Mimikyu. Shadow Sneak, weakness policy, so we now know that. Photon Geyser comes into Venusaur, should, yep, knock it out. Makes perfect sense. And we'll do a double protect here. That makes perfect sense on that, so that's his strategy. Shadow Sneak after Trick Room, it looks like. Which is definitely interesting to say the least. I mean, it's definitely strong, I can tell you that. Sunsteel Strike. Okay. Let me... Earthquake. And... Flash Cannon. Sunsteel Strike. Does knock it out. Okay, we now know that. Will-O-Wisp comes out. I get burned. Earthquake comes out. Does a decent amount of damage. Groudon comes in. Sunlight comes out. Okay, Groudon will be first. So... we'll just... I think we'll protect here and Eruption, and we'll see how that works. But now we know the strategy. Protect on there, Trick Room on the other. So if he leads that same setup, we know what to do next time. Toxic. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, Necrozma uses Protect. I'm assuming Aurorus comes in, or Feeny, or something like that. Feeny comes in, makes sense. So we will just Earthquake and Eruption because we don't have any other choice. Scald comes out, and its leftovers. And Glastrier. We definitely lost the first game, which makes sense. Moonblast, okay. Alright, so we lose the first game 2-0, which is perfectly fine. And we do a GG there, so let's hit the rematch. And we do this again. And then once he joins that, I believe we do second game and everything. Okay, so let's think. Also, we gotta put the second game in. I love this bot. I absolutely 1000% love this bot already. And I'm writing that right now. Alright, so let's think. Let's lead Groudon and Venusaur this time around, and we'll see what happens. And we'll have Garchomp again. Why don't I also bring you? Let me see how you work this time around. exactly what I thought. So we'll Eruption here. And we'll Sludge Bomb here. Protect comes out, makes sense. Wow, we do not knock it out. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I did not know that Mimikyu could actually survive that. That is actually a really good piece of information now that we know that. Shadow Sneak comes out, makes perfect sense. He uses Photon Geyser into Venusaur. We get knocked out. Let's see how much Eruption does. 2-hit KO, perfect. Okay, so let's bring in Jellicent. Feeny comes out, and Glastrier. We'll Eruption again, but we'll trick the Black Sludge. Icicle Crash comes out. Calm Mind. Eruption again, and Will-O-Wisp. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. I forgot all about that. So good I caught that. So glad I caught that. So Groudon goes down, perfectly fine. We're fine with that. Protect, Strength Sap. I'm so glad I remembered that Misty Terrain. Just so glad I caught that. Protect comes out. Icicle Crash. Goes for Calm Mind again. That's fine, but Trick Room ends. And we will... We'll Rock Slide. And Strength Sap. Alright, I missed the Glastrier, which is fine. Moonblast comes out. We go back to full. Misses Icicle Crash. That's great for us. Let's go with a Protect here and one more Strength Sap. High Horsepower comes out instead. The Black Sludge comes out, which is perfectly good. And we'll Rock Slide here and Will-O-Wisp the horse. High Horsepower comes out. Rock Slide and X. Alright, so we are guaranteed a third game. So we hit Rematch. And we hit Challenge. So we're guaranteed a third game, which is always a good thing. Alright, so let's think here. I don't think that he would lead the same thing 3 times over. But then again, anything is possible. Okay. Alright, so let's think here. I mean, that lead I had was pretty damn good last time. It's just... You know what? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have Jelson again. This time... Let me do those 4 again. And we'll see what happens. Hey, the important thing is that we have a third game. My thing is with VGC, I'm still new. Well, I'm not really new. Excuse me. I'm still raw in the sense of things. Goes for Auroras, an Arctivish. Beautiful, if you ask me. So we will go into Garchomp. And I think what we'll do is we'll go for a Giga Drain on the Auroras and see what happens. See if they try to Vicious Ren. Oh, the hail came down. Okay, I see what happened. Eruption and Trick. And so that Duskman comes out, Mimikyu comes out. Black Sludge comes out, which is great. And now he'll bring out Auroras, which makes perfect sense. Set up the Hail. And we're definitely faster than it. And we'll Hex the Mimikyu to hopefully take it out in one shot. Because I don't think he would go... I mean, he could easily go into Arctivish. You know what, actually, we'll Eruption, and do we want to do that? No, I like that strategy that we had, and we'll go for that. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. Eruption comes out, that's fine. Does Toxic on me. It's perfectly fine. And Arctivish comes out, Eruption. Then it's Slush Rush, so it's going to be faster. We will at least... Oh wait, no, I can't. Wait, can I trick if we don't have an item? I think we can, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna Eruption and Will-O-Wisp. Shadow Sneak comes out. Expert Crash on Groudon. Yeah, so I think unfortunately we have lost here because Shadow Sneak and then I mean it's smart of him to do Icicle Crash. It definitely was smart of him to do that. Yep. Shadow Sneak, Icicle Crash. So unfortunately, we're going to take a 2-1 loss in our debut for the CBN Showdown League, but honestly, that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, going back on it, I had a feeling he would bring the Hail combo as the lead, so I could have easily swapped in Groudon instead. in the third game. I mean, getting into KOs was definitely helpful. Probably could have burned the Arctivish. I forgot about Toxic on the Mimikyu. I mean, getting the Black Sludge was definitely also helpful too to get rid of the Necrozma, because if that thing was out there, it probably would have been game over anyway. So unfortunately, that is going to be a loss in the CBN Showdown League. You know, unfortunate, but it happens. Go to 0-1, -1 though, because that's the thing with VGC leagues, is that it doesn't do the competitive side of things, or not. It doesn't do the differential. The differential is the sets. That's also something that I probably should have specified at the beginning there. So instead of like how I lost 2 mons there, but I won the third game, I think with one, or the second game with 1 mon, and I lost the first game with like 2 mons. So it wouldn't be a -4 differential. It's a -1 because I only lost. I won 1 game to losing 2. If he had won 2 games or I had lost 2 games, it'd be a 2-up. But that's going to be it, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video on YouTube, like I said, you guys can leave a like, you can comment on it, all that other stuff, even though, you know, I keep going back on my word on that. But now that I've gotten my feet wet, next week we go up against the Jamestown Hala Hypnos, which will be a very fun game, and then Warren Central Zamazentas, Vicious Venusaurs, Cobalions, Luxrays, Brions, Boltons, Rockruff, Galvantulas. Pretty much right now, like, as you can see, even though with the standings, once it gets updated, will most likely be one of the first teams out. So, like, anywhere, I think, from, like, 9 to... I mean, who knows? There could be other games that are going to be 0-1, -1, or something like that. We don't know yet. But we will find out, and then we'll get ready for the battle next week, where if we look at the matchup ahead of time, we do the matchup now. Talonflames versus Hypnos. He does have a good team. Coco, Talonflame, Raichu, Palkia, Orbeetle, Obstagoon, Naganadel, Mantine, Licky Licky, Crocodile, and Cradilly. So it'll be very imperative that we do some big things against him, because he is a very strong trainer. That's for dang sure. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. And as always, flaming out. Congratulations! You made it all the way to the end of this video. I thank you very much for your support on this current video. If you want to interact with me more, check out my socials right here. That's my Twitch, that's my YouTube, that's my Twitter. You can comment on any one of them and tell me how good I was, how bad I was, anything you want. Goodbye.